Just about every region in the country has been hit by natural disasters or extreme weather in the past 2 years. We have now a pair of stories on how people are trying to recover. First, we go to the Florida Keys, where Hurricane Irma struck hard a year and a half ago. Last month, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, ended its temporary housing program for people impacted by the hurricane. But as special correspondent Alicia Menendez reports, rebuilding remains a work in progress.
Well, the first thing you have to do is get everything out. Water level is right here. So all the sheetrock is wet up.
For Brian Best, it has been a long 18 months. The storm ripped his roof off, water seeped in, and black mold invaded. The rebuilding process has taken time, savings, and patience.
Just did the drywall last week because we didn't do the drywall because we had the roof problem.
Yet Vest is in a better position than most.
We have resources, as I call them. There are others down here who do not. The elderly, the retired, who are living on Social Security, who have been here for 40 years. They're the ones who are really struggling because their place has been paid for 2 decades. And now it's destroyed, and they don't have the money saved up to fix it.
Hurricane Irma hit the Keys in September of 2017 as a major Category 4 storm. It was estimated to be the 5th most damaging storm in U.S. history, at a cost of $50 billion. 77,000 people call the Florida Keys home. Hurricane Irma wiped 1,100 homes off the map entirely, and thousands more sustained damage. The rebuilding efforts, still underway, have exposed a larger challenge, one that existed before Hurricane Irma hit: a lack of affordable housing. Simple geography is one of the biggest obstacles to building of any kind here. The Keys are a 120-mile-long chain of narrow islands.
The cost of land is more expensive. The cost of the materials to come into our county is more expensive. And then finding the people to build the homes is more expensive because we're in a workforce housing crisis. Who's going to build the homes? Where are they living when they're here working as a construction worker? This is where our families live.
Michelle Coldiron is the recently elected commissioner of Monroe County. That includes all of the Keys.
I think where we're being challenged right now is getting our reimbursement from FEMA. There's so many moving parts. Getting funding approved versus getting a bill approved. It's multi-pronged, so it takes longer.
The Avenues neighborhood on Big Pine Key is one of the places Irma hit the hardest. The island lies between 2 of the bigger population centers, Key West and Marathon, and many of the people who live and work in the Keys call it home.
Some people never came back. Like, they didn't come back after the storm. There was nothing to come back to, and I think they knew it.
It's here that philanthropist Maggie Whitcomb is trying to help address the affordable housing problem, one cottage at a time.
You can see the water through that window.
The Florida Keys Community Land Trust is building homes that will be designated as affordable rentals permanently.
Stackable laundry that was donated.
1 is finished, 3 more are under construction, with more to follow. The structures are elevated to avoid flooding and engineered to withstand 200-mile-per-hour winds.
We can't survive here if the people that make things run every day aren't here, and they can't stay if they don't have a place to live.
But the need here is greater than the land trust can meet. Homelessness is a real problem here. Stephanie Capel, who works with people experiencing homelessness in Key West, says Hurricane Irma only exacerbated the problem.
A lot of individuals who were impacted by Hurricane Irma don't believe that they are homeless. They consider themselves a survivor of the storm, but as the programs have ended and as FEMA has rolled out its support, they are now looking at this like many are. You know, they have to find their own solutions now.
Tourism in the Keys has rebounded since Irma, and as the biggest economic engine, that's vital to recovery efforts. But it also creates a unique challenge.
As every hotel in the county reopens and they do their ribbon cutting, and we're thrilled, we're happy, it's great, yay, business is coming back to life. And we have to balance that with so many of our families are still struggling. And the last thing we want our volunteers across the United States to think we don't need any more help, because we still do.
Volunteers are sorely needed, and one group thinks it's found a new way to accommodate them: shipping containers.
These are 40-foot steel containers that the blue ones, each one sleeps 10 individuals.
You even have a sill for the cell phone.
Yeah, exactly.
The idea was hatched by Michelle Luckett and the Monroe County Long-Term Recovery Group. This volunteer village will house people who want to help rebuild but can't afford the steep price tag of a night's stay in the Keys.
In high season, the hotels can range anywhere between $250 up to $400 a night. It's a bit much to ask a volunteer to come down to donate their time and then have the expense of lodging as well.
It's a new idea in disaster recovery, a mobile housing unit that can ostensibly travel wherever a storm, wildfire, or earthquake hits. The county leased the land to the recovery group for $10. What do you think the recovery would have looked like if these units had been in place right after Hurricane Irma hit?
I think if volunteer housing was a solved situation anywhere, not just in the Keys, but anywhere in the country when a disaster hits, this is a viable plan. It changes the narrative. Having volunteers come in immediately after a storm, everyone wants to help, because what happens as you get farther and farther away from the storm is that people forget. And people outside the community forget.
And it's not just homes that need rebuilding. A critical ecosystem in the Keys is also in trouble. Mile after mile of the mangroves that encircle the Keys are dying, choked by debris left over from Hurricane Irma. Brian Vest has formed an army, the Conch Republic Marine Army, to try and help them.
It would take an army to do all this.
One boat ride at a time, he and teams of volunteers are spending their own money and time to pick up everything from gas cans to sofas to refrigerators.
You find the whole world in here.
But it's a drop in the bucket of what needs hauling out.
Two of us just got this out in probably 20 minutes. And imagine what 100 people could do in a day.
What do you need to bring this to scale?
We need funding. That'll give us the ability to acquire boats like this and put paid captains and deckhands on board coming out and helping us clean up Monday through Friday. Because this will take decades to come back. And I don't have that long. Our kids don't have that long. So we got to do it, and we got to do it now.
That spirit is what's keeping people hopeful, even as rebuilding is estimated to take anywhere from 3 to 5 years. And that's without any more hurricanes. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Alicia Menendez in the Florida Keys.